Welcome to our review on farming for tomorrow. So the first thing we need to understand is the reasons behind why we're developing these new farming techniques. So the basic principle here is that we need to increase food production. As the population of the world increases, we need more food to be able to feed all those people. So some of these new techniques that we've developed are fish farming, glasshouses and hydroponics. And we're going to look at each one of those in turn to understand why we actually do this. If we consider fish farming first of all then, fishing traditionally is not a sustainable way to do it. So what we actually find is that we've developed this idea of a fish farm where we're going to breed and rear fish in these large cages in rivers or the sea. So what we've got is a contained area with the fish that we're going to breed and raise in that one zone throughout their whole lives, and then obviously remove them from there as and when we need them. So the advantages to this then is that we've got a large captive stock which are nice and easy to catch. It's cheaper than obviously sending out fishing vessels to sea and being unsure about what they're going to return with. There's less predation because obviously in that cage you're going to separate them off from any predators that would normally eat them in the wild. And we won't need to actually fish that wild stock, which means that those wild populations can recover. Disadvantages though, because all those fish are kept in close proximity to one another, disease can spread quickly, and it may also then be able to infect the wild population, because remember, these cages are kept in the rivers or the sea where other fish may come close by. Second technique is the glass house, or as you may know it, greenhouses. Now the reason we use glass houses is because we're going to actually be able to control pretty much everything. So we're going to use these energy efficient methods to control the environment within that glass house, and that means that we can grow commercial crops all year round. So there are some pretty significant advantages to these. First of all, as we've already said, we can control the environment to grow crops 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We can also treat and control diseases easily because it's in a nice enclosed environment. Any pesticides and fertilizers that we're going to use will be contained inside and therefore won't be at risk of contaminating other areas. And it reduces the number of imports of food we need to do, because it means we'll be able to grow foods that naturally grow in warmer climates in our country. Finally, in hydroponics, what we're doing is growing plants without soil. So what we actually do is we suspend the plant with their roots exposed, and then those roots are exposed to a solution that contains the correct concentration of minerals. So there are a few key advantages of this. Firstly is because we can stack the plants one on top of the other, because we don't need to have them in the ground because they don't need soil, then we can actually maximize the use of our space. We're not going to have a lot of waste because we're going to recycle any of the mineral solution that hasn't been absorbed. Our plants could be grown in almost any environment because we don't need good quality soil for the plant to grow, because they don't need any soil. We'll have much better control of the minerals because we literally add exactly what the plant needs, and because there's no soil, that eliminates an awful lot of plant diseases. So it gives us that much better control of diseases of our plants as well.